registrar of the regulatory board, who was really as tyrannical as Edward the Confessor in Braveheart movie, we managed to get rid of her as well. So we had a win-win situation there. But still we're left in the situation, and this is why the William Wallace analogy really appeals to me, because I'm a very proud and passionate Scot. You know, and we're pretty heretical in Scotland, you know. We're not really interested in what the other half think, you know. When God was giving out beauty and beautiful rivers and mountains and scenery to Scotland, the Archangel Gabriel said to him, "But why are you giving all these beautiful things to Scotland?" He said, "But have you seen their neighbours?" So, I suppose most of you will be aware of this, the chiropractic report. Yeah? I would highly recommend it. The glossy cover is very inflammable. It is really good for kindling. Okay? But it was the best way for me to carry out the next kind of few comments, because they still haven't learned. And you'll be meeting the same issues in the United States and across the world with things like CCE, trying to get rid of your lexicon, trying to put us down, trying to get us into the medical establishment. Well, listen to this. This is being glorified. This is the president of the British Chiropractic Association being glorified in a document that's distributed across the globe. Key issues that for decades had kept chiropractic distant from its medical counterparts and attracting ridicule from them. The UK chiropractic experience, he's talking about the legal case against Simon Singh, highlighted a long-standing schism in the wider chiropractic profession between those who seek to deliver evidence-based care, I get good results, and pursue a research-driven agenda, and those who seek to uphold and promote the chiropractic of yesteryear. Those who cling to an unwavering principle that the vertebral subluxation complex is the cause of illness and disease. Note the intellectual sleight of hand there, disease, not dis-ease. And those who decry integrating the mainstream healthcare on the misguided assumption that it will sound the death knell of chiropractic as a separate and distinct profession. Scientists and subluxationists have carved up the continent, and the great divide is reflected in the pockets of great success and pockets of abject failure. Yeah, those who talk about subluxation always have the bigger practices. You're right there, Richard. But notice again the intellectual sleight of hand. Science and subluxation, in his eyes, are mutually exclusive. Little intellectual sleights of hand that pervade across our profession, across the globe. The evidence of the past 2 years have exposed a blind adherence to outdated principles amongst a small but significant minority of the profession. That's you guys. Mindful of the adage that it's the squeaky wheel that gets the grease, the vocalism of this group has ensured that chiropractic is characterized by its critics as unscientific, unsafe, and slightly wacky. That was me. Claims that the vertebral subluxation complex is the cause of illness and disease, no hyphen ease, have persisted, despite the 3 UK educational establishments advising the GCC that no evidence of acceptable quality research exists to support such claims. That's why they felt compelled to change legislation after my document. Now, if we sit back and let these people run the show, we think back and think small, as I did for 7-8 years. We are never going to get to the promised land with chiropractic. And we are going to be failing in our duty to humanity, failing our duty to Reggie Gold, the memory of Reggie Gold, and others of our forebears. So I want to talk to you about power today, because William Wallace had power. He manifested his power. And as a result of that power, he had impact. He changed the course of history. So the capability to produce effects depends on your intention. Depends on what your intended outcome is. And we all talk about, affirmations and visualizations. This is what it's all about. It's about manifestation. And there are different forms of power. There's universal power, innate power, personal power, practice power, and professional power. And universal power, obviously, is a universal intelligence. Now, there are others more educated than May, who have talked about universal power this weekend. But the very foundation of our philosophy of health, well-being, vitality, is dependent on the knowledge which exists everywhere. It's about that universal intelligence and that connectivity to us as the individual. We are bathed in the ocean of life. We see all about us, effects, and the natural question is, from whence? The fundamental principle of our philosophy is the fact of the intelligent expression of life. This intelligence is unseen, but the expression or manifestation is seen everywhere in the universe, and it is folly to deny the existence of such an intelligence. Without universal intelligence, there could be no time, no space, no matter, no energy. And of course, our innate power comes from the fact there's a little bit of that universal intelligence within us. Whether we call it soul, or that inbuilt healing ability that we have, man himself is endowed with that small quantity of that infinite knowledge, that infinite being. It is born within. You know, the same person, the president of the British Chiropractic Association there, I sound like I'm slamming him. I'm not. Well, I am, but I'm not. He's Liam's friend. He once sent an email to me and said to me that the concept of the body being a self-healing and self-regulating mechanism has never been fully proven in biomedical research. He was not biomedically aware of the research out there that showed that happened. So I suggested I cut his finger the next time I see him. But these are the type of people we're dealing with, and they're in positions of power. They're in key influence positions. And whether we like it or not, many of them are running your state, your organizations, your country, and they're making decisions on your practice life, whether it's today, whether it's 10 years since. The master maker of the human body did not create you and then run off and leave you masterless. He stayed on the job as innate, as a fellow within, as nerve transmission controlling every function of life, as spirit from above down, inside out, expressing, creating, exploring, directing you in every field and phase of experience so that your home is truly the world and the world is your home. Of course, although we might have been taught this at chiropractic school, or in my case, not taught this at chiropractic school,